Good morning. I am Professor P.V.S. Srinivas. Today I am going to deliver a lecture on OSI model. As you are all aware, OSI stands for Open System Interconnection. It is the OSI model through which one can understand how exactly the data transfer takes place from one place to other place. In fact, OSI model holds good for local area networks as well as metropolitan area networks. But as you are all aware, the knowledge of OSI model is limited, so that OSI model cannot be able to explain how exactly the data transfer takes place in wide area networks. Hence, we go for a more sophisticated model called TCP/IP protocol suite as far as wide area networks is concerned. So as far as today's discussion is concerned, as I said, OSI model helps us in understanding how exactly the data transfer takes place from one place to other place. As you are all aware, OSI model has 7 layers starting from bottom to top. It is the physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. As you are all aware, while sending the process starts from while sending the packet, the process starts from bottom to top and each layer adds its own header. While receiving, the process starts from top to bottom. As it travels from top to bottom, the headers are deleted or discarded, thereby only the packet reaches the destination. Today I am going to tell you about the responsibilities of each and every layer in detail. As you know, physical layer is responsible for all the physically existing things in a network. In the sense, it is the physical layer which tells us briefly about the electrical and mechanical properties of the types of cables which we are using. For instance, it can be twisted pair, optical fiber, coaxial. It also talks about the various connectors like RJ45. It talks about the modem, all this stuff. Coming to the physical layer doesn't add any headers. Physical layer is responsible only for the data. At the physical layer level, the nature of data is raw. Raw means unarranged, unframed, unformatted data which just lie like a bunch at the physical layer. Then this raw data comes as an input for the data link layer. As you see, the second layer is called data link layer. Data link layer is responsible for transferring the data from one machine to another machine within a local area network. Data link layer offers end-to-end delivery. It is the data link layer, in fact, which converts the raw data into frames, and to each frame, data link layer adds a header as well as a trailer. The header added by the data link layer contains mainly the source address and destination addresses. Mainly the source address, the size of the address added by the data link layer is 48 bits, and the name of the address is called as physical address or hardware address. The authentication for the existence of data link layer is the Ethernet card or NIC card, which is plugged into the EISA, which stands for Extended Industry Standard Architecture slot, which is available on the motherboard of a computer, as you know. So you can remove and show that the NIC card is the proof for the authentication for the existence of data link layer. As you know, the physical address added by the data link layer is unique as far as a local area network is concerned. The type of the address added by the data link layer is called physical address or hardware address, and data link layer adds this frame from one node to other node. Coming to the trailer part, the trailer added by the data link layer contains the control information pertaining to error detection, correction, and overflow control. As you know, it is the only data link layer which adds a trailer at the end of the data. All the remaining layers will add only the headers. Now, these frames are the input for network layer. So, say look here, this is the network layer. As the name itself implies, network layer is responsible for transfer the data in the form of packets. The data unit name at the network layer is called as packet. So when this frame comes to network layer adds its own header to each frame, thereby it is called as a packet. The type of address added by the network layer is called as IP address. The size of the IP address added by the network layer is 32 bits as far as IP version 4 is concerned, and in coming days we are moving towards the IP version 6, wherein the IP address would be a size of 128 bits long or 16 byte. Currently we are using IP version 4, thereby the size of IP address is only a 4 byte, rather it is only a 32 bit address. IP address is unique as far as a network is concerned. In the globe, every network is given a unique 32 bit IP address through which one can identify the network. As I said, it is the network layer which transfers the data from one network to any other network, and for this it takes the help of certain devices, internetworking devices called routers or bridges. As you know, bridge is purely a hardware device. A bridge can connect only homogeneous networks, whereas as you know, router is a hardware cum software device which connects not only homogeneous but also heterogeneous networks. Now coming to the fourth layer, above the network layer we have the transport layer. So transport layer receives the packets from the network layer, and first what it does is segmentation. Segmentation is nothing but a process of adding two or more packets with each other and forms into a big packet, to whom we call a segment. To each segment, transport layer adds its own header, which is called, this header added by the transport layer is called as a port address. Port address refers to the process number. So transport layer adds a port address. The size of the port address added by the transport layer is 2 bytes or 16 bits long. Once again, port address, the transport layer is very crucial as far as OSI model is concerned. Data link layer transfers the data from end-to-end delivery within a LAN, whereas transport layer offers the complete end-to-end delivery. Complete end-to-end delivery means from the host of one network to the host of the destination network. So the whole transfer takes place only because of the transport layer. Transport layer does segmentation at the sender side, thereby the transport layer of the receiver does reassembly. Then coming to the session layer, as you know, session layer doesn't add anything. Session layer is responsible for the smooth functioning of the session. Any job that is taken is called as a session. It is the responsibility of the session layer to see that any session that or any job taken up by the user goes in a smooth way without any abrupt interruption. So basically session layer is responsible for the authentication of the encryption and decryption. Basically mainly it is the session layer at which your RSA, all these algorithms, there are certain algorithms which we will come to know later, through which the plain text gets converted into ciphertext. Rather, at the sending side encryption takes place, thereby at the receiver side of the session layer decryption is done. Next, coming to the presentation layer, as you know, presentation is responsible for the third party interruption. Presentation layer is responsible for the verification of your username and password. Thereby the presentation layer sees that any job, any data that you transfer will go to the third party. So this is broadly the responsibility of presentation layer. Then last, coming to the application layer, it is the application layer which invokes the respective protocol required by the user. For instance, if the user wants to send a mail, the application layer invokes SMTP protocol, or this way, if the user wants to send any bulk mail, it is the file transfer protocol that is invoked by the application layer. So in this way, application layer will invoke the respective protocols, thereby the user's wish can be fulfilled by the respective protocol that is invoked by the application layer. This is how the whole process, this is how the whole transfer from one network to from one place to other place takes place, and OSI model briefly explains us how exactly this data transfer takes place from one place to other place. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Thank you, students. Thank you.